Commerce Changes the Fate and Genius of Nation by Thomas Gray. Good morning, one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for the Mega Career Guidance event, Avenir 2022, #DiscoverYou, hosted by Indian School Bausha under the aegis of Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. The welcome address will be followed by a brief introduction and a video on our eminent speaker. Then we shall invite the esteemed speaker for his presentation. After the presentation, we shall request our guest speaker to answer a few questions raised by the attendees in the Q&A segment. The continuing session will be taken up by the university spokesperson. The detailing of the courses available and the process of admission will be explained in detail. We shall conclude the session with a vote of thanks. Success is lacking yourself, lacking what you do, lacking how you do it.
What a fantastic quote to begin the session. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Avenir 2022, #DiscoverYou, a global career guidance program launched by Indian School Bausha under the aegis of the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. On behalf of Indian School Bausha, I'm Meenakshi of Class 9.
And I, Aisha, of Class 8.
Take the proud privilege of expressing a profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the altruistic and noble benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower His choicest blessings on His Majesty, and may this nation experience peace and everlasting prosperity.
We are happy to welcome all the students, parents and teachers for being a part of Avenir 2022, #DiscoverYou. Thank you one and all for your benign presence here this morning. It is with sheer joy and great pride that I take the task of introducing our speaker today, Miss Annie Melinda. Miss Annie has done her post-graduation in Business Management from PSG Institute of Management. She is a corporate trainer, executive coach, OD specialist, career counselor, and writer. She is a global thought leader with experience working across diverse culture groups spanning several domains including banking and financial services, retail, telecom, insurance, hospitality, logistics, real estate, and strategic business groups. She has done her master's certification in career counseling by US-based National Career Development Association, advanced certification in career counseling by CDA. She is PSA certified by Quality Council of India. She is a certified ISO internal auditor. She is trained in international events management conducted by IAPCHE IOWA. She is SME member, Oman American Business Council. We would like to request the audience to kindly post your queries in the chat box. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please join me and listen to our speaker, Miss Annie Melinda, on her topic, Unconventional Careers in Commerce. The platform is all yours, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Meenakshi and Aisha. You've been wonderful. And I take this privilege to thank Indian School Bausha for giving me this opportunity. I hope I'm audible enough. It's a great platform. Avenir is a wonderful idea that was generated out of many thought leaders. I think it's a good way to stay connected to the right career that you could fit into. So make use of the platform. I'm really grateful and humbled by the introduction that you had given me. Thank you very much. So we don't have much time, so let's head straight in. All right, so I'm Annie Melinda. You've heard enough about me. I own and run an organization called TCI, the Crossroads International. So what we do is we support children like you who are looking for the right career. So we have a lot of career counseling services that we provide. We do it through psychometric assessments. We actually do a lot of study abroad programs. We support students settling down, visa services. We also do, corporate trainings, both for institutions and organizations. We are also into educational technologies and leadership training. We are into career expositions and much, much more. So it's a great place to work actually for me, and I'm sure whoever is with me, they feel the same. And you can visit more about us at our company website, www.tcieducation.com. And you can also visit me on my LinkedIn profile. Okay, heading straight in. It's a pleasure connecting from you. I'm connected from Atlanta, Georgia, US. It's very late today here, I mean at night here. So, but I'm really excited to be with you. Okay, I love telling stories. So I'm going to begin my talk with the help of a story. So I was in a university, in a beautiful university in Atlanta, Georgia. This was day before yesterday. So we had a speaker event, and this very first speaker of the day, his name was Dr. LaMarche, highly educated physician, somewhere in his late 60s, somewhere around 68 or so. He was telling a great story. It was about a story that happened to his son when his son was 14 years old. So they were in a holiday, and his son was, because of the festivities, he was given some fireworks. And as a responsible father, what he did was he went on to caution his son on the right way to use it, and fully confident that he would take the necessary care. The father goes back home, and the son is near a small lake, ready to set off the fireworks. In a few minutes, when Dr. LaMarche is back home, he hears two booms, boom, boom. And evident to the fact that his son is setting off the fireworks, he goes back to what he was doing. Around 20 seconds later, he hears another boom, and this one is bigger than the rest, yeah? And with that, he hears his son crying out for help. Okay, help me, help me. And then, as a father, what his father would have felt like. He immediately jumps out of the house, runs. It was about like 88 steps to the place where he was. He looks at his son and he realizes that there's fire on his face. Okay, so it was very traumatizing for him. What he does was he just grabs his son by his body and then just plunges his son into the water so that, the flames are extinguished. Now, what happens after that? His son by then suffers second and third degree burns. And, as a father would do, he takes him across to hospitals to find the right care for him. Now, in that particular place, everybody was closely knit. So the doctor tells him that, the retina is like partially burnt, right? And it would be very difficult for his son to see for the rest of his lifetime. Okay, and no physician was able to restore his face to what it was earlier. Okay, so he takes him to one of the bigger hospitals in one of the bigger cities to see what can be done to the son's face. So, and especially the eye, because he wanted him to see, right? So, so they are staying in a hotel room, and he's put his son with his head not facing the headboard, on the other side of the bed, so that, as a physician, he can try and help him and do whatever he can do. So the son was actually lying down, and the father suddenly realizes and hears something what his son says, and he's astounded. He just startles up. Now, what did the son say? The son says, "I like the color of the dress that the TV anchor is wearing." The father just jumps up with a start, because his son, whom the other physician said will be blind for the rest of the years of his life, is suddenly able to see what color the anchor's dress is. So the father is really astounded, and he's like really amazed. Now, what made the son get back his vision? The only thing was that the father was a chiropractic physician. You know what that means? He is a doctor who treats people by making adjustments to the spine. Now, our spine has several vertebrae, and our brain is connected to the spine, you know that. Now, there are millions of nerve cells that run from the brain to the spine that sends across messages to different parts of the body. Now, there are doctors who make minute adjustments to the nerve cells. The spine. They make adjustments so that the interferences are removed and the body kind of heals itself. Now that's called chiropractic technique in medicine. Now, I was not aware of the fact. I'm teaching, today is about commerce, but I'm talking an entirely different subject. The only reason is that I want to tell you that I never knew there was a career called being a chiropractor. I don't know if you knew. So there are several careers that are emerging every day, that are evolving and are coming up every day. It's important that we stay tuned and understand what are those careers so we can, find the right fitment. And our career should never be a work. It should never be something that you kind of crawl yourself out of the bed and come up, It should be what you do with a lot of interest and a lot of fun. So choose the right career. Choosing the right career is something that's very, very important. That's something that we stress with all our students. So I'm hoping that you would find your right career too. All right, heading straight in. I want to just screen share with you right now. Yes, here we go. I'm hopeful that you can see this. All right. So what does a career mean? Just to give you a little introduction, what does it mean to you? Some of you might think, I'm very confused right now. It's nothing to me. I'm super confused. I really don't know what career is. Some of you might be a little more, advanced in that level and say, I have 2 shortlisted careers. I don't know which one to pick. So if you're that kind, you're going to be there. Don't worry about it. Now, there are some of you who, go by your parents' advice. Your parents will say, no, you have to go this. No, don't be an accountant. You have to be a CA. You have parents advising you. Now, whichever way you are, you're bound to get into what your heart says, what your interest is, what your mind is into. Yeah. Now, I want to lead you into one of the perkiest careers that are there, which some of you might love doing. If you were online and we couldn't communicate, I would have asked you this question directly. One of the perkiest careers is called a tagger, and it's watching movies on Netflix and rating it. Okay, very perky. Okay, some not so perky career is like climbing up Mount Everest or the tallest other mountains and picking up garbage from it. So that's not a very perky career. Now, how do you find out the right career? If you see this picture out here, you will see that there are a lot of dots in between the squares. Now, if you look carefully, you will notice that there are white dots, and sometimes when you turn your eyes, they turn into something like a grayish black dot. Now, these are white dots or black dots. These are actually white dots. The reason why you're seeing it as grayish is because the squares, the black squares kind of give it a feeling that it's all black or gray, but actually those are white dots. Now, it's difficult to find out, or it's difficult to be, misled when it comes to career. So what you would ideally need to do is to start early. And now is the time. And I'm very glad that your schooling is arranging for something like this, when a lot of students, are still very puzzled as to what careers they want to pick very late in their lives. So it's great to be here. Even if you pick your career very late, make sure you pick the right decision. There are a lot of people who even change careers later in their life, like after their mid-30s or early 40s. So don't worry about it. It's not right or wrong. It's that you have to find your right fitment. That's all that matters. Okay. Now, a few more questions for you to rack your brains. Do you know what this is? Does this sound, do you find this familiar? Okay, a little more clue. Okay, here is he. Do you know the name of this mascot? Okay, that's for you to think. This mascot is called Ronald McDonald, and he's the mascot of McDonald's. You would see him in front of McDonald's stores. Yeah. Okay, here's another question for you. Identify this picture. Of course, it looks like a guitar. Yeah. Now, can you make a guess? Okay, that's Ed Sheeran with his guitar. All right, great. Now, the reason why I brought up these two images is because I wanted to, number one, keep your mind engaged. And second, Ed Sheeran has an amazing history behind him. Now, he was somebody who, lived in the streets before finding his right career. 2.5 years, he was homeless after dropping out from school. He was somebody who dropped out from school at the age of 16. And he struggled to find his career. During his childhood, he underwent the surgery which went wrong, and he had this lazy eyes. He couldn't properly see with one of his eyes. He had big rimmed spectacles. He had a stuttering problem. You know what a pain that can be? And can you imagine Ed Sheeran being somebody who was having speech difficulties, and then seeing like that? It takes a lot of courage and uniqueness to be able to do something like what he's doing. So I would say that let nothing stop you. If you want to get somewhere, put all your mind and thought and your efforts, everything into it. Yeah. So don't get lazy and laid back and think that everything will come your way. Nothing will. You have to step forward and find the right things for you. All right. So it's time to be a little more responsible in life and to take up things seriously. Okay. Now heading forward. So what you do in order to find your career, you need to assess yourself, think of what are your interests, what are the options that are lying in front of you, what are the career options that, okay, as a commerce student, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4 options. What is the study path that I have to take? Every career has different study paths. Now, what is the country of study that I want to do? Whether I want to do it in Oman, I want to go back to India, or I want to do it in any other country. And then what are the list of colleges or universities that are there in the country? And look at the changing job market, the labor market scenarios. When we were kids, we had careers like being a clerk, being, so many other careers which are no longer existent. So look for careers that are hot in the market, and you will get to what you want to do. All right, going forward. So now that you've understood yourself, do an external analysis, find out, what the labor market says. Ask questions like, what are my hobbies, my abilities, my interests? Write it down. Journaling can clear your mind. So understand what are the latest career trends. What is the scope? If you do this particular career, will it fetch me the money that I'm thinking about? And which career line falls in line with my interest, so that you don't have to work a single day. You'll be happy going to do what you like. Yeah. So of course you've done your psychometric assessment, so that's clear. All right, great. Now, as for careers in commerce, there are a lot of careers. Now we'll talk about a few of them, but before that, we'll go one by one on each of the careers. Yeah. Give me a second. Okay, fine. So all right. Now, as commerce students, you're very cool guys. I would say your interest in commerce is very good. Keep it up. Your exposure is going to be humongous. And you will never once regret for not having taken science. So don't worry about it. If you have chosen something, stick to it. You've made the right decision, make the decision right, and you will do great. So let me ask you this question. Apart from being an accountant or a chartered accountant or a finance manager, what are the other careers in commerce do you know? Coming back to our subject. So did you know that there's something called a budget analyst or a budget planner? There is something like that. Now, what do budget analysts do? Now, budget analysts, they help companies. So every company will have a budget of its own, and every company is expected to, look into their budgets in an annual manner, right? So how much they can spend, how much they need to bring in, all of these are marked as budgets, right? So now a budget planner or budget analyst kind of helps companies organize and allocate finances by means of budgeting. So they oversee the company's spending and their habits and everything. So it's an end-to-end kind of budgetary job, right? So that's a budget planner or a budget analyst. Think about it if that's your area that you want to work on. If you manage your mom's groceries and, kind of bill it up and everything, that could be the right one for you. Now, you can also be a financial controller, which is like, a lot more wider view, which includes like budgeting, your forecasting, what your sales could be, what your expenses could be. You could deal with something like tax. You could ensure your financial stability of the organization. You could take care and oversee the company's, regulations that it has to meet to the government. These are things that a financial controller can do. So the first career I spoke to you about being a budget analyst. The second one is about a financial controller. Now, if economics is your favorite subject, I know of a few students who love economics, a lot of scope in economics. So economics generally deals with understanding of the world scenario when it comes to stocks, bonds, inflation rate, exchange rate, currency exchange rates. It could be about spending, about market studies, so you advise what businesses need to be doing. So you can either work in universities, you can work in healthcare, you can work in governmental institutions. I would say, don't think small, always think big. You can work in organizations like IMF, okay? You can work in organizations like World Bank. Nobody's stopping you. If you really see what it takes to get there, it might be very simple. Just have to put in some real effort. Yeah. So don't think small, look big, think bigger, and I'm sure you will make it. You can also be an investment manager. Now, what an investment manager does, they manage investments of others. Somebody might have a lot of money and does not know what to do about it. Or, they might have a lot of assets, like infrastructural assets, and not know how to manage it properly. Now, an investment manager, by virtue of him or her being extremely knowledgeable about how to manage investments, can help clients in in having the investments grow and mature. So investment management is big in companies like Morgan Stanley, in Credit Suisse, in Citi, in so many other groups. So I'm just naming a few that just comes to my mind. So if that's your cup of tea, then investment manager is good. Okay. So there's a lot to it. I'm just explaining in minor details. And we can look at more later. Now, if you want to be a banker, if you want to work in banks, then there are millions of options there. So you can work in the teller, you can be in the customer service, you can be in the back end, you can do a lot of things there. Yeah. So you can also be a banker coming from a commerce background. Now, there's another interesting career that I've recently, come across. It's called being an actuary. Have you heard about it? Now, actuary requires a little bit of unique skill set. If you are somebody who says, I like math, but I hate science, you can be an actuary. So math combined with statistics make an amazing combination, because actuaries, what they do is simply assess the financial impact of uncertainty and risk. Whatever comes as part of something that market is very unstable, or there's a financial kind of downturn, and how to assess this and manage the risks appropriately. That is what an actuary does. So a lot of statistics, a lot of calculations involved here. And if you're a math person, I think this is the right career for you. So companies like Prudential, AIG, Mercer, Aon, all of these companies specialize in these actuarial services. So they do it for other companies as well, which is wonderful. Okay, so there are some people who are asset managers, who manages other people's or companies' assets, money, be it money, stocks, equity, commodities, properties, anything be it. So asset managers is one more such career option. So let me just summarize it for you so we don't have a lot of things in our mind. You can be a financial controller who manages budgets, forecasts, all of that. For that, you can be a budget analyst, you can be a budget planner, controller. If economics is your cup of tea, then you can be an economist. You can be an investment manager who manages somebody else's investments. You can be a banker who works in banks. You can be an actuary who combines statistics, math knowledge to understand how uncertainty and risk works and help organizations manage these in a proper way. Or you can also be asset managers. There are several other careers, those are similar to it. We're not going to go into all of those details. If you would like to know more about it, please do approach me. It's not like commerce is only restricted to being an accountant or a finance manager, not any longer. The spectrum has become very big, it's widened, and I'm sure you'll be able to see that there are many, many careers around the field of commerce. Yeah. Okay, let me give you a few beautiful examples of people who are commerce graduates and what they've become today. No, there are few successful people in the commerce-based industry. The first one I'd like to bring to your notice is Mr. Deepak Parekh. He's a Padma Bhushan, by the way. Okay, continuing. He is a businessman and the chairman of HDFC. Okay, so big person who was a commerce graduate. Another person is Pranoy Roy. He's a journalist. He's an economist. He's a chartered accountant by profession. So he's somebody who's managing a news channel. Yeah, NDTV has several divisions now. And it was the first one to replace, I wouldn't say replace, but kind of come along with Doordarshan those days. So one of the first television channels in India, private ones. So he's somebody who was a commerce graduate. Yeah. And then there's Kumar Mangalam Birla, who, you know about him. He's the chairman of Aditya Birla Groups. Aditya Birla is into telecom in a big way. Idea is from them. Ultratech Cement is from them. They have a lot of chemical industries as well. Pantaloons, the famous lifestyle brand, is from them. He is from the commerce industry. Other names, Pariniti Chopra is from commerce. Amartya Sen, the Nobel Prize winning writer, is from the commerce background. There's Lakshmi Mittal. He's also from commerce background. He's a steel magnate. Yeah. So there's nothing that can stop you. And these are all people who are from commerce background. Now, there's only one thing that can probably stop you. It's nothing but, your own fear. So don't let that fear overtake you. It's important that you hold your poise at all times. There are people who've asked, people who have been who have come to me and asked, it's nice that you're doing your own thing. And I realized that it's only fear that stops anybody from achieving what they want to do. Fear of failure, fear of getting rejected, fear of not making it to what the expectations are. But don't worry about it. As you advance, as you progress, leaving fear aside, then I'm sure you'll do a fantastic job. Before we close, I just want to show you something else. So the earlier you begin, the better you plan your changes. As soon as you plan it, you have a better space for change and you have a clearer path. Yeah, so that's why they say you need to plan ahead. And it's good that you've come in very early during your career. I hope you can see this I know that you know the movie. It's Kung Fu Panda, and you know this is the characters. You know them all, yeah. I just want to. I love this saying by Poe. Yeah, your real strength comes from being the best you, and you can be. So, who are you? What are you good at? What do you love? What makes you you? Are you interested in doing your math, or are you interested in understanding about economics? Find what is in you that you'd love doing and do that. And remember that you would never want to work a single day. Yeah. So let me just stop share with you. Yeah. So yes. So that's what I wanted to tell you today. I hope I have not exceeded the timeline. All I want to tell you is never fear what you want to do, and never fear to do what you want to do, and do it religiously day in and day out. And I'm sure you'll get to where you want to be. Yeah. So we are also available in Instagram, in Facebook, in YouTube as TCI Education. Please visit us. And we are also holding a college introduction on 4th and 5th of November. This is going to be in Haffa House. So I'd like to welcome all of you. A lot of institutions like VIT, SRM, Shiv Nadar, Jain University are going to be part of the program. So I'm also welcoming you, all of you there, so you can meet up with the representatives of the universities, and you can understand more about what the universities can offer. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Please do visit us. And if you have any clarification, please you can send me a WhatsApp text and I can respond to you. For a moment, let me just share my screen and I will give you my number so you can take it down. So it's 90628391. 90628391. You can reach out to me for any support. Once again, thanking Indian School Posher for this beautiful opportunity. If you have any clarifications that you want to reach out to me for, I'm readily available. And all the very, very best to you, each one of you. God bless you, and you have a wonderful time ahead.
That was an extraordinary and inspiring session by you, ma'am. Your creative and informative session enlightened us and kept each one of us engaged. Now, we would like to request our speaker, Ms. Annie Melinda, to kindly answer a few queries put forth by the audience. For this, may I now invite the moderator of the session to pose some questions from the audience to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for a fantabulous and informative session. This session is being broadcasted in all the 21 schools in Oman. Now, we go to the questions raised by our students, which I would like to put forward. The first question, ma'am. Which has more scope, statistics or economics?
Wonderful. So if this is like asking me what's the best job, is it going to be teaching or is it going to be medicine? So each job has its own, positives and scope and everything. So of course, if you look at the kind of salary that will fetch you, I'm sure both of them are going to be very lucrative, specifically being an actuary, being a statistician. On an average, let me give you a figure. This is going to be something like, if you're well established, if you're like getting to stepping into a senior professional role of being an actuary, you can draw easily between 160,000 USD to 180,000 USD. So that's a decent figure, yeah, to be an actuary. Now, looking at an economist, okay, an economist, where you are, in which stage of your career, and where you are placed is something that's very important. So if you're in an entry-level job, then your salary or pay package might not be as attractive. But as you climb up the ladder and you get to the place where you want to be in the right kind of an institution, then I'm sure you'll earn really well. So that's my answer. I hope I've answered you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, the next question. What are the alternative careers for commerce students?
Okay, so traditionally, commerce students have been, pushed into being an accountant, or the more brilliant students would choose to be a chartered accountant. Some of them might clear, some of them might not. It's a very difficult journey. Now, I would say, like I always said, make sure that you understand what you really intend to do and pursue it. There are other alternative careers like being an investment banker, or being an asset manager, or being a financial controller. These are very, very different kind of roles that you can pick up. Or if you don't like these at all and you realized at one point in your career that, I've picked up the wrong stuff, what you do is to simply look and understand what you really want. You can be a journalist, nobody's stopping you. Yeah, you can be an entrepreneur, nobody's stopping you. Kumar Mangalam Birla, nobody told him that after you do your commerce, you have to be an entrepreneur. Of course, he had a legacy of, forefathers who were into business. But then, it's a personal choice, right? So don't worry about, okay, I have studied this, and therefore I have to become this. No. Understand what your mind says. Understand what you want. That's more important than anything else.
And the next question. What is the biggest challenge for a budget planner?
Okay, that's a good one. The biggest challenge would be, finding the right kind of budgets. That's the basic challenge. Of course, it's work. So there might be activities when you kind of direct your budgets in line with the earlier year's budget, but it might so happen that your budgets can actually be very messed up in the following year, because you have expenses that you never thought you would incur. Okay, so you're the person who is looked up at and said you are responsible. So that I foresee as one of the biggest challenges that a budget planner can face.
Ma'am, the last one. What is the difference between a stockbroker and an insurance broker?
Oh, okay. So stockbroker is somebody who deals with stocks, in the stock market. They help in buy-sell decisions, and they are always aligned with what the stock market needs. Now, an insurance broker is very different. He's somebody who deals with anything that relates to insurance. Now, there are different segments in insurance: life, vehicle, personal, everything. There are a lot of segments. Yeah. So that's what an insurance broker does. He reaches out to clients, sells his insurance packages. There are different, even companies have a lot of insurance, life and peril insurances, office insurance, so many kinds of insurance. So his job would be to kind of go ahead and sell the insurances, make sure that the client's needs are met, and make sure the organization's missions are met as well.
Last one. Late night, ma'am. I am extremely sorry.
No worries.
To take away your time, just a second, just one question only. Ma'am, any currently courses going on or available if a person is from the engineering background and commerce? Because we are aware of the CIA course and ICI course, but as an engineer, it's a total technical background. And are there any courses currently to take a step into the commerce field as well,
Okay.
So I'm asking.
That's a very good question. So
Thank you.
I generally talk to students about one of the good courses that I think the world should embrace. It's called liberal arts. So this is very good, an opportunity, a course that's available in the Western world, but still to come to the rest of the world. It's about being able to take a few majors and a few minors together. So what happens is, you kind of work in a very generalized and high exposure environment. You get to understand. You can take psychology while you also take accounts. You can take your English literature as well, and you can do your drama courses, okay, which gives you a 360-degree exposure. And that's what today's
Gives a broad horizon.
Absolutely. So that's what companies need. They want well-rounded individuals who can be just a plug and play. You put them in different departments, they are able to work from day one. So that's a field that I definitely recommend students to pick up. And I'm hopeful that the rest of the world will also follow suit and bring the course.
Definitely.
Of course, in India, there are a lot of institutions that provide it as well.
Yes.
As one such institution. I don't remember the other names now, but yeah, those are institutions that provide liberal arts. I think M&T provides it.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really insightful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am, for all your support and guidance given to the large audience by attending to their concerns so patiently during the course of the discussion.
Avenir is a global career guidance event to empower students and assist them in identifying their ideal future career path. It was conceptualized by the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman. The first Avenir was organized at Indian School Al Mabala in the year 2018. In 2019, Indian School El Seeb conducted the program. Indian School Muscat conducted the first virtual Avenir in the year 2020. Avenir 2021 was conducted virtually by Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir. In 2022, the flagship school in Oman. Indian School Bosher is all set to fly the flag higher by conducting Avenir 2022 in hybrid mode. Our impeccable planning, devoted team, unmatched resources guarantee a memorable event. The 5-day event will be held from Thursday, October 13, 2022 to Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Prominent achievers, educators, and industry experts will address the audience. Universities and educational institutes from different corners of the globe will present themselves to the audience of Avenir 2022. The event is open to all educational boards, including CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB. It will provide comprehensive career guidance to students to pursue their passions at national and international universities. Avenir 2022 guarantees a wealth of information and awareness on 21st century courses, scholarships, internships, and career placements. This event will assist students in discovering their ideal future career path. Let us gather together for this 5 days of excitement, effulgence, enlightenment, exploration, and exaltation. Let's join Avenir 2022 to discover you.
It's time for us to move on to the second part.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the insightful answers. We have many queries, and yes, the students can access the mobile app and the questions will be directly addressed. We request our participants to kindly fill in the feedback form in the chat box. Thank you very much, ma'am. Your session was wonderful.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate all of your efforts. You have a great day ahead. Thanks.
She's saying request to play in advertisement.
Anita ma'am? Anita ma'am, am I audible?
Avenir
Yes,
is a
ma'am.
global career guidance event
Yes, I
to
can hear
empower
you.
students and assist them in identifying their ideal future career path. It was conceptualized by the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman. The first Avenir was organized at Indian School Al Mabala in the year 2018. In 2019, Indian School El Seeb conducted the program. Indian School Muscat conducted the first virtual Avenir in the year 2020. Avenir 2021 was conducted virtually by Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir. In 2022, the flagship school in Oman. Indian School Bosher is all set to fly the flag higher by conducting Avenir 2022 in hybrid mode. Our impeccable planning, devoted team, unmatched resources guarantee a memorable event. The 5-day event will be held from Thursday, October 13, 2022 to Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Prominent achievers, educators, and industry experts will address the audience. Universities and educational institutes from different corners of the globe will present themselves to the audience of Avenir 2022. The event is open to all educational boards, including CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB. It will provide comprehensive career guidance to students to pursue their passions at national and international universities. Avenir 2022 guarantees a wealth of information and awareness on 21st century courses, scholarships, internships, and career placements. This event will assist students in discovering their ideal future career path. Let us gather together for this 5 days of excitement, effulgence, enlightenment, exploration, and exaltation. Let's join Avenir 2022 to discover you. Avenir is a global career guidance event to empower students and assist them in identifying their ideal future career path. It was conceptualized by the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman. The first Avenir was organized at Indian School Al Mabala in the year 2018. In 2019, Indian School LC conducted the program. Indian School Muscat conducted the first virtual Avenir in the year 2020. Avenir 2021 was conducted virtually by Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir. In 2022, the flagship school in Oman. Indian School Bosher is all set to fly the flag higher by conducting Avenir 2022 in hybrid mode. Our impeccable planning, devoted team, unmatched resources guarantee a memorable event. The 5-day event will be held from Thursday, October 13, 2022 to Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Prominent achievers, educators, and industry experts will address the audience. Universities and educational institutes from different corners of the globe will present themselves to the audience of Avenir 2022. The event is open to all educational boards, including CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB. It will provide comprehensive career guidance to students to pursue their passions at national and international universities. Avenir 2022 guarantees a wealth of information and awareness on 21st century courses, scholarships, internships, and career placements. This event will assist students in discovering their ideal future career path. Let us gather together for this 5 days of excitement, effulgence, enlightenment, exploration, and exaltation. Let's join Avenir 2022 to discover you. Avenir is a global career guidance event to empower students and assist them in identifying their ideal future career path. It was conceptualized by the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman. The first Avenir was organized at Indian School Al Mabala in the year 2018. In 2019, Indian School El Seeb conducted the program. Indian School Muscat conducted the first virtual Avenir in the year 2020. Avenir 2021 was conducted virtually by Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir. In 2022, the flagship school in Oman. Indian School Bosher is all set to fly the flag higher by conducting Avenir 2022 in hybrid mode. Our impeccable planning, devoted team, unmatched resources guarantee a memorable event. The 5-day event will be held from Thursday, October 13, 2022 to Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Prominent achievers, educators, and industry experts will address the audience. Universities and educational institutes from different corners of the globe will present themselves to the audience of Avenir 2022. The event is open to all educational boards, including CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB. It will provide comprehensive career guidance to students to pursue their passions at national and international universities. Avenir 2022 guarantees a wealth of information and awareness on 21st century courses, scholarships, internships, and career placements. This event will assist students in discovering their ideal future career path. Let us gather together for this 5 days of excitement, effulgence, enlightenment, exploration, and exaltation. Let's join Avenir 2022 to discover you.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
All right, I'm glad I'm audible. Um, just put that. All right, a very good morning to the young learners and the future leaders. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay, that's great. We're here today to give a brief about the career guidance along with ACCA. And on that note, I would like to speak about what is the agenda that we will be covering today. First and foremost, I will be talking about what is ACCA, what are the contents of ACCA, what are the prospects that we can move forward with when we choose career path as ACCA, who are the main employers, what is the range of salaries that can be expected from taking this career, what are the fees of ACCA and its program, a quick note about myself, and then we'll move on to the Q&A session. Now,
Ma'am,
in short,
can you, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am? We'll
Yes.
just read about you, ma'am.
I'm sorry,
We'll
could you say that?
introduce you. We'll just introduce you, ma'am.
Sure, please go ahead.
Just wait.
It's time for us to move on to the second part of the session. The time to meet the university spokesperson, Ms. SUKAINA SAJJAD. Ms. SUKAINA is a very young and enthusiastic ACCA qualifier tutor with Al-Omani Institute who has been part of Oman since her childhood. She has over 4 years of experience in teaching and her enterprise is mainly audit and financial accounting. She has been a high score achiever in Oman region for advanced audit and assurance and also have received prize winner certification from ACCA. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for such a profound introduction, my dear.
You're welcome,
So
ma'am.
to get back on that, I would just like to say that ACCA is like IELTS of finance and accounting. If you look at what IELTS is the specialty of English language. If you want to know how can you progress in the profession for speaking English, you know what IELTS is. So similar is what ACCA is. It is the IELTS of finance and accounting. Now, this is an internationally recognized program for the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. It's been there in the market since 1904. It's recognized in over 180 countries. It has a student range of close to 500,000 and plus, and at least 7,500 plus employers accept this recognition. And those numbers are increasing as time passes. That's how well recognized this program is. Now, a brief of the structure of this program. There are
Miss
three.
SUKAINA?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, excuse me. I'm extremely sorry to interrupt you. But are you sharing? I'm trying to understand. Are you trying to share some PPT?
Yes.
Ma'am, I could only see your screen, but the PPT screen is not visible right now on the screen. So can you restart the PowerPoint presentation? Just turn it off and again start. So it will start. Maybe the screen has got hacked. That's it.
Okay.
Yes. Just start it. Yes, now I can see your screen moving. Whatever you are doing on the screen, it's visible.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. No problem. Yes.
Is that okay now?
Okay. Ma'am, can you right click on the PPT?
Okay.
Right click the ACCA presentation. Just right click. Right click.
Okay. All right.
Okay, can you go to open with?
And with just the PowerPoint, right?
Yes, yes, but it is in PPTX. That is why I've asked you to open it.
Okay. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am, it'll ask you to open with PowerPoint presentation. All right,
Yes.
ma'am, in that case, can you share that file on WhatsApp with us?
Okay, let me do that.
Yes. So we will play the video. You can stop sharing your screen for now. Share the file with us. We will take the file and we'll play it. No worries. Thank you. So can I, ma'am? Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we can do this for now. You can start speaking. Okay,
I'm just
PPT is
sharing
opening
it
it.
with you. Give me a minute. I'm
All
just
right.
sharing it.
Sure, sure. Not a problem.
Have you received it? All right. Could we move to the next slide, please? I've briefed about the agenda. Yes, the next one too. Yes. So coming back to this, a brief about the ACCA. ACCA is a program which is internationally recognized for the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. It's been there in the market from 1904. That's been quite some time of being there. We are recognized in over 180 plus countries. We have more than 500,000 students, and we're worldly acceptable for more than 7,500 employers. Now, those are some great numbers there, but we need to understand on how does the structure of this program works. So the structure of this program is divided into 3 primary contents, where you first have the applied knowledge level, then you have the applied skills level, and lastly, you have the strategic professional level. You have 3 papers in the applied knowledge level that needs to be completed, comprising of business and technology, management accounting, and financial accounting. The second level comprises of applied skills with corporate and business law paper, performance management paper, taxation paper, financial reporting, audit and assurance, and financial management paper. Then we have the strategic professional paper, where we have 2 mandatory papers called the strategic business leader, a strategic business reporting paper, and 2 option papers that can be selected from advanced financial management, advanced performance management, advanced taxation, and advanced audit and assurance. Putting this together, if you could move to the next slide for me, please. These 9 papers get you an equivalency of bachelor's degree. Now, one may ask, how is this equivalent to a bachelor's degree? Well, the program is structured in such a way that it gives you an international recognition for an equivalency of a bachelor's degree. If that's not enough, the ACCA body itself has joined and collaborated together for an Oxford Brookes University program, and I'll speak about that in a bit. These 9 papers are which comprise of the applied knowledge and the applied skill paper. There are a total of 13 papers. If you move to the next slide for me, please. These are the balance 4 papers which comprise of the core as well as the optional papers. All of these papers give you excellent amount of skills and knowledge in order to work together in a very qualitative environment. You are highly skilled with the knowledge that you get from all of these papers, and it builds you up in a level step by step from your fundamental up till your professional level. I want to move to the next slide, please. Recently, we got awarded for the gold status recognition in the Oman region. And I would like to share a video of that. However, I'm having some technical issues here, so we could share that later. If you could change the slide for me, please. Yes. ACCA gives you an opportunity to learn and manage your business from all aspects. You're not only an employee, but you can stage yourself about getting to an employer level. The skills you develop from here comprise anywhere from being a corporate reporter. You can develop your leadership and management skills. It works on your strategy and innovation skills, your financial management acumen, sustainable and management accounting enable. It gets you skilled towards law and taxation. You can even work in the industry of audit and assurance. You develop some robust skills in governance, risk, and control. You learn how to develop stakeholder relationship management skills, and it builds up to the basic level of a basic and advanced level for professionalism and ethics. So in brief, there are 9 fundamental papers. These 9 fundamental papers give you an access to an Oxford Brookes University degree as well, which is your bachelor's program. You can also get your master's in professional accountancy from the University of London. 3 years of work experience can get you to become an ACCA member. Now, who can do this? Anyone, anywhere, and literally at any time. That's right. You don't have to work with a certain institute or a certain university to learn ACCA. ACCA gives you the flexibility to learn from anywhere around the world. You could be in India and study ACCA. You could be in Oman and study ACCA. If you started ACCA in India, you can continue it from anywhere around the world. If you've started ACCA from Oman, you can continue it from anywhere around the world. You don't have to be at a certain place or a certain time to start or to continue ACCA. That's an amazing flexibility which is required in the day-to-day. Now we want to see what are the requirements of ACCA, right? It's simple. English proficiency. And this is a basic skill which all of us have today. Basic English understanding, a school level maths. And when I say school level of maths, you don't have to be excellent. Many a times students are under the impression ACCA, which is similar to a certified accountant, you need extreme or advanced level of maths. Well, that's not the case. You could simply understand 1 + 1 and know how to use a calculator and become an accountant. That's how easy this program makes it for you. You could be a student which is right from a CBSE background. You've just finished your 12th standard. Well, this is the program which right fits your career. You can get right into it, dive right into the program, start from your fundamentals, build your skill up from your applied skill, your applied knowledge, and then the strategic professional levels. You could even go from a graduate program and then come into ACCA. How can you do that? Well, you get a certain level of exemptions from your bachelor's program to get into the ACCA program. Now, I promised you that I will tell you something about the Oxford Brookes University with the collaboration with ACCA. Now, if you're able to finish 9 papers, which is you finished your applied knowledge level, you've finished your applied skills level, well, there's a great news for you here. You can get a bachelor's program from Oxford Brookes University, and that is Bachelor's of Science, even honors in the degree in applied accountancy. How can you do that? Let's take a look at how we can do that. Finish your 9 papers of ACCA. Step 1. Step 2, finish your ACCA professional ethics module. Step 3 is you submit a research and analysis project. So this collaboration, you technically got to pay 445 GBPs. You're affiliated with Oxford Brookes University. You have a mentor which is guiding your Oxford Brookes program. And that's it. You get your bachelor's diploma. How easy can ACCA make that for you? You're anywhere in the world. You don't have to go to a certain university. You could be sitting in Oman. You could be sitting in India. You could be sitting in US or Canada or New Zealand, and you can get a bachelor's program at your step. And let me tell you, this is not equivalent to a distance education. This is equivalent to a regular mode of learning. Well, how is that? That's because of the international recognition ACCA has gained from 1904. Now, you can also gain a MSc in professional accountancy from University of London. The ACCA body has also joined hands with University of London where once you have finished all of your papers in ACCA, all 13 papers in ACCA are finished, you can then join your MSc Professional Accountancy from University of London and get a master's program as well. This is not a necessary thing to do because your ACCA papers itself has a master's program equivalency. But getting a double master's, if that is something you intend to do, is where you can go ahead and take benefit of the University of London Masters in Professional Accountancy program. Well, that's a lot of jargons I've used there, and you may think that, oh my God, Ma'am Sukaina, how can I do that? It may seem to be too difficult. Well, let me show you what people around the world have done. Look at this wonderful lady here, Samira. Samira Lakhani, she's the youngest ACCA affiliate in the world, and you'll be surprised to know she's an Indian. Well, we are all of our Indians are appreciated for our IQ levels, right? There is a wonderful example set out by Samira Lakhani. In just 1.5 years, she was able to finish all of her 13 ACCA papers. Now, it's in your flexibility on the time that you take for finishing your ACCA. It's not necessary you take 1.5 years. You could finish it over 2 years. You can finish it over 3 years, 4 years. It's upon you. You could take 1 paper at a time. You could take 2 papers at a time. You could take 3 papers at a time. You can even take 4 papers at a time. There are 4 exam windows for you to finish your papers. It's in June, in March, in June, in September, and December. It's on your pace. You decide on when to do your papers, right? Now, the question is ACCA good for our future? My dear, could you get back here? Now, a simple thing what we do is we've put our trust in Google, right? So what I've gone ahead here and I've just Googled, is ACCA really good for the future? And you don't have to believe me, you can believe these words that Google have set out for you. And there, I may just read it aloud for you. The ACCA can secure you a good job in consulting, advising, fund management, taxation, etc. abroad such as USA, UK, Dubai, Singapore. ACCA opens the door for you for n number of careers. You're not restricting yourself just to accounting. You have accounting, you have consulting, advising, fund management. Let's take a look at what are the other roles that you can do. What are the work prospects of ACCA? Please switch the slide for me. There you go, those n number of wordings that you're seeing there. You could be one of these guys. You can be one of these. You can balance your life and your career. You can manage a business, you can be a financial advisor, you can be a consultant, you can be a tax person, you could be an auditor, you can go into data planning, you can go into data account planning, you can be a data analyst, you can be a banker. Those are the number of doors ACCA can open for you. You want to know who are the main employees of ACCA? Let's take a look at that as well. Yes. KPMG, PwC, Ernst & Young, Deloitte, RSM, and all banks across the globe, guys. These are the places where you can work in. And I'm sure you people must have heard about these top leading companies in the industry. Now, when I started briefing about the program, I said, good morning to you all. I greeted you and I called you guys young learners and future leaders. That's because exactly these are something that you can be in the future. ACCA and employers are looking out for you. It's on you to choose and select this program to work in the top leading companies in the world. That's how you can join in the ACCA program. Now, let me show you what can you earn by being part of ACCA. I've simply gone ahead, just Googled about what is the average salary that ACCA can get you. And if you look at that number there, it's 42,500 pounds. That's equivalent, if I put that in Omani Riyal, that's 21,000 Omani Riyals in a year. Who doesn't like that number? At the end of the day, our career is not only supposed to give us that inner peace, but we also need the commercial acumen to get us going in the industry. Well, who is searching for you? Let's take a look at that refined search that I've made. We've all heard of Naukri Gulf. This is a
Ma'am,
leading...
excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I interrupt you, ma'am? I'm so
Yes.
sorry. We need to wind up quickly because we have our next session starting at 10:30.
Sure, I understand.
So, yes, ma'am.
I'll just be quick. I'll just get through it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you and sorry, ma'am, for the inconvenience.
That's all right. That's all right. So if you take a look at it, this is a leading website, which is Naukri Gulf, and you can see the number of times that ACCA has been searched and is preferred by the employers around the world. I just want to show you the quick structure of ACCA fees. If you can change the slide for me, my dear. That's the ACCA fees laid out for you. The initial registration is £89. And if you want to know more information about this, you can definitely go to www.acccaglobal.com. I want to tell you of why you should choose ACCA. Please switch the slides for me. One more. If you're still not sure, you should know you can work anywhere around the world. You can start or join your own business. And even apart from that, you are equivalent to any accountant or any accountancy body across the globe. I also want to tell you about why I think there's an issue with the slide over there. That's all right. If there are any questions that are requested from the candidates, I'm in a position to answer them now.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the informative session. And ma'am, we are currently in short of time, so there is no questions.
Thank you so much, my dear.
MC, kindly unmute yourself, please, and then speak. Thank you.
As we draw the end of this enriching session, I deem it my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks. We extend our heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Miss Annie Melinda, for all her words of motivation. Thank you, ma'am. We express our gratitude for the spokesperson, Miss SUKAINA SAJJAD, for sharing us details and giving us an overview of the career guidance. Thank you, ma'am. A deeper sense of appreciation and gratitude to Chairman Dr. Sivakumar Manikyam and the members on the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. A heartfelt thanks to the President, Mr. Ajayan Payara, and the members of the Indian School Baushas School Management Committee and the Principal of the school, Dr. Bhavesh Balarao. We request the participants to kindly fill in the feedback form posted on the chat window. Heartfelt thanks to our platinum sponsor, JAME deemed to be University, gold sponsor, De Montfort University, silver sponsor, Dallas Baptist University USA, Grey Matters, SP Jain School of Global Management, Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, and bronze sponsor, Middle East College and SP Jain School of Global Management. Digital marketing partner, Spectrum and Trifoil. Media partner, The Arabian Stories and Value Donors, powered by our support sponsors. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. Thank you to the ISP team for making Avenir 2022 possible. Thank you to each of the teacher, students, and parents for being a part of this session. Today is your opportunity to build the tomorrow you want. With these uplifting words, I, Aisha, wish you all a glorious day ahead. Gentle reminder to fill in the feedback form. Every attendee who submits the feedback form will receive a digital certificate. See you in the next session. Stay tuned and stay safe.